talking about updates on selected diseases in West Africa. That is the two new viruses that is threatening Ghana. The public health actions that will be taken, and those that we are currently being taken. Then we get to the overview of the COVID situation. What is the travelers, airport issues, our schools, and then have a discussion on the latest vaccine updates and the ones we are going to do now. And then we'll do some outlook to see that, so where are we and where are we getting to? We are, as you know, the whole world is grappling with COVID-19 outbreak. Our reports have been coming from Guinea that there's Ebola and then Marburg disease in Guinea, and now the Ebola has moved from Guinea to Abidjan in Ivory Coast, which is quite close to Ghana. The COVID-19 situation in West Africa is still high but fairly stable. Ghana's situation remains quite high. Our active cases is still a little over 6,000. The schools outbreaks are decreasing and the number of active cases are coming down. And currently all regions have active cases, unlike before. So I'll just take you briefly on the Marburg outbreak. On the 9th of August 2021, the authorities in Guinea confirmed the case of Marburg. This is the first time the Marburg virus has been detected in West Africa. We have it in Central and East Africa. The patients in Guinea did not survive. I think they have also isolated about 155 people who were under observation. The same town, I don't know how to pronounce it, Gukedu, where we found the Marburg, is the same town that we found the 2021 Ebola, and the very same town that the 2014 and 2016 West African Ebola outbreak also started from. The Marburg virus is a highly infectious disease that causes what we call hemorrhagic fever, and it's very, very similar in its presentation and behavior like the Ebola. Yesterday, the Ivorian, that's the 14th of August, the Ivorian Health Authority reported a confirmation of an Ebola case in Abidjan. The worry is the fact that it's in Abidjan, which is about 4 million population, and so that could be, it can easily spread and affect us. The initial investigation found that the patient had traveled to Côte d'Ivoire from the same Guinea by road and arrived in Abidjan on the 12th of August. Currently, the patient is on admission and receiving treatment. So what are the signs and symptoms for us? They are quite similar, very, very similar if you look at the list. They all come with fever, body aches, headaches, bleeding, and other abdominal pains and gastrointestinal disease. So it's quite a similar presentation in all way how it is contracted and how it presents. They are all from animals to man, and we have the bats, monkeys, etc. are the key areas where we can. So processing meat, etc. is something that, as we have discussed, should be very, very careful. How do we manage them? We manage them with most of them don't have any definitive treatment, so we have something to reduce their fever, hydrate them. We have vaccines available now for Ebola, but we don't have any vaccine for the Marburg disease. For the Marburg disease, there's no vaccine and no any definitive antiviral treatment for that. So that is area where we need to be very careful. And the Ghana Health Service and their partners have initiated systems. We already, since the onset, we've submitted structures that are in response, that all our rapid response teams, our border reporters have been alerted with the fact that we've had both Ebola and Marburg. Alerts have been sent to the regions and the districts about the Marburg preparation. The Ebola one will be leaving today, but we already have some discussion with all our regional leaders to ensure that they start preparation for that. The good thing is that some of the interventions that are currently in place are also can also be used to respond to this. Ghana has the capacity to diagnose. Noguchi can diagnose both Ebola and the Marburg disease. And public education and sensitization already has been initiated, including what we just do. We are going to help strengthen the regional information sharing through the West African Health Organization and emergency operation through our emergency operation center, which is currently very active. So we'll be sharing and getting to know exactly what's happening in all parts of West Africa and know how to respond. We are going to heighten the public health surveillance across our borders, especially the western border, where we have Côte d'Ivoire and then countries where we've discovered the virus. Currently, the border is closed. You just have to make sure that for those who can enter legally, the necessary checks are done. And also make sure that illegal entries are prevented and or checked. So we are currently collaborating with the Immigration Service to ensure that these things are sorted out. We are equipping our port health staff to ensure that they can screen and look at that. We know we already have the health declaration forms for which will be used for Ebola and now we updated for COVID. It will tell us where you are coming from, where you have been the last 2 weeks, and even you enter Ghana, where are you going to stay? In states you have found to be an exposed person, we know where to find you. So those systems are currently in place and all regions will be asked to ensure that they do the necessary follow-ups. So that's it for the new viruses, and if there are any questions, we will answer them during the question and answer session. So where are we with our COVID? As of the 12th of August, which is the last report we have, our total confirmed cases is risen to 111,232. We have so far done about 1.52 or 1.53 million tests with about test positive of 7.3%. Out of 104,000 have recovered. We have so far recorded 930 deaths. And if you realize that at the beginning of this set, we were doing about 817, you can see the total number of deaths that has been recorded in this short time. Our active cases has dropped from 6,900 to 6,004. So I'll give you the details. So I can see the next chart. You can see the first wave, the second thick wave. If we are lucky, this third wave may not be as big as the second wave. But we need to ensure it can only be small or be less than the second wave based on what we and you do. So you can see that the 7-day moving average has seen a downward trend, that the number of cases reported are generally declining. And that means that we need to continue doing more so that we can even rapidly bring it further down, because we're still recording sometimes 400 plus cases. The number of the hotspots and both active cases and the total number of cases remain the same. Greater Accra, Ashanti, and the other sister regions like Central, Eastern, Western, and Volta now also showing some relatively higher number of cases. Savannah, Upper East, and Northeast still remains, and Western North still remains regions with relatively low active cases. If you go to the next case slide, we can see that in the second wave, we peaked at about 8,000 plus active cases. Well, as we got about 6,900, we have seen a decline in the active cases. So let's pray, but also work hard so that the chart continues to come down. We can also say that if you look at compare the number of cases we're getting in Accra and Kumasi in the second wave, we are not getting the same high numbers. What it means that the vaccine is also making a difference in what we are doing. When it comes to the schools, so far, a total of 453 schools have recorded cases of COVID-19, with a cumulative total number of students who are reported positive is 3,113. 95.6% have recovered. We still have about 136 active cases. The last time we were here, we had about 504 active cases. So that outbreak in the schools seems to be under some control. I'm sure the protocols and things have been, the schools have started adhering to the protocol. But we have 49 cases still in Ashanti. OT has 40, Bota has 21, Bono East has 10 cases, Greater Accra incidentally had only 6 active cases. Western 4 have 3, and Eastern region has 3 active cases of school children who have been lost. So far, we've not had any mortality apart from the one we reported, who was a sickler and also had that. Volta region has recorded the highest number of cases, especially in schools, but 2 systems have been put in place. Teams have been sent there. Teams will be sent there next week as well to go and see how we can support the region in its response. Northeast has still not reported any case in their schools, ever. At the airport, as at 9 a.m. on the 15th of August, that is today, the total cases is about 2,532, which is really just about 0.6% of the cases of the people who pass through the airport, who get tested. A total of 128,000 people have been tested. Males account for more than 2/3 of the number. Ghanaians are 40% and non-Ghanaians about 60%. In the month of July, we recorded the highest number of cases among the international arrivals since we opened the airport in September 2020. So if you look at it, you can see that's the highest peak. So it was no wonder we had a lot of complaints because the numbers were high. And that's also a reflection of what was happening outside the country. So far, in August, we have 142 cases, and the numbers have actually come down. Now we are reporting under 29. Yesterday it was only 9 out of the nearly 2,000 who were tested. Okay, so that's for the airport. Now the vaccines. Last week, probably exactly a week today, we received 177,600 doses of J&J vaccine received from the AVAT, the African Vaccine Alliance Trust, for which, as an AU platform where governments are paying for the vaccines to be delivered. So these are paid for vaccines. In line with our epidemiology and the challenges we have, we will continue with our focus of our deployment in hotspots. This will be based in 11 districts in Greater Accra and Ashanti region. It tells us that once you can see that those, if you saw the chart we brought, all the viruses are being harvested and shared from Accra and Kumasi. So until we quell that fire, it's going to be difficult to address the nationwide. Anytime you see any case outside, you can always trace it to these 2 sites. And so we still continue to focus there. So the national and regional planning and training has been completed on the 11th of August. The regional and districts are going to do their own on the regions did their own downstream training on the 12th to 13th. Because this is the first time we are doing Johnson & Johnson, we have to do the treatment and the training. People have to know what is the side effects, the size of the bottle, how much you should draw, etc. And so that is always there. Anytime we get something different, we need to do a refresher training, especially the one that involves the vaccine. So in the Ashanti region, we're going to do a Kumasi Metro, Kwadaso, Forikrum, and Asukwa. And I'm sure if you follow the report on the chart, you can see why they have been chosen Greater Accra, Accra Metro, Ablekuma Central, Denta, Okankwe North, Tema Metro, Pong, Katamanso, and Gas South will be the area of focus. We believe that that is where not enough people have been vaccinated, and it also shows that we are also having some outbreaks coming from there. And so if you can be able to quell that fire, you also reduce the transmission significantly.